Well, I didn't expect to be back quite so soon with another event to talk about. I've had yet another seizure, another absence seizure. So I didn't pass out or hurt myself other than some scratches on my face, but no muscle problems, didn't smack myself, didn't break any bones, didn't fall down, didn't have any of those. So with an absence seizure, basically what happens is that you phase out. And so you could just be standing there and just suddenly start blinking a lot or smacking your lips, or there's a few other things you might do, or you might just do nothing. You might just stand there or sit there and do nothing. And most of the time, from what I understand with absence seizures, people don't notice. They don't even know what had just happened, or they just think you spaced out for a second. They don't know it was an actual seizure. There's an example of this in the movie Brain on Fire that personally I found very touching, where the girl actually is sitting in her boss's office and she phases out and she has an absence seizure while he's talking to her, and he gets really mad at her because she's not paying attention. And you can understand why he got mad and also why it was so upsetting and confusing for her, because when you have it, then you kind of zap back in, so you're functional, you're able to do things, you're able to speak, although maybe sometimes not speak so well, but you can carry on. But your memory is messed up, badly messed up. Like, you don't know what day it is, you don't know what you were doing, everything just kind of goes out the window, and that can last for hours. And in fact, it can take, I know for my last one, it can take up to about a month for your memory to start feeling like it's coming back and it's acting properly again. So it's a weird thing and very disconcerting, very confusing. And it makes you question everything you're doing because you can't trust your memory anymore. Short-term memory is just gone. It doesn't exist. There's holes in your brain, it's really frustrating. And so I know for me, from this past event having happened just a few days ago, there's portions of that day that I don't remember. I went out and fed my cat and I have no memory of doing that. I didn't even know that. I got home from the hospital and it was like, oh, poor cat's probably really hungry. And then we looked and sure enough, she had food in her dish, so apparently I put food in her dish, but I don't remember doing it at all. And you also forget how to do things. Like right now, you may have noticed I have an extra thing here. This is a heart monitor. It's a 2-week heart monitor that I'm wearing. And with a 2-week monitor, what you do is you can still shower every day. You take all of the electrodes off and you have your shower, and then afterwards there's a format that you follow and you put the electrodes back on so that it's still getting the rest of the day tracking your heart functions. I could not remember how to do it. I remember that's the first sign that I had that something was very wrong, because I was home alone and I walked into the bathroom and I looked at this thing and I thought, I'm supposed to know what to do with that. I'm supposed to know how to do it. So I picked out the instructions and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, right, that's starting to look familiar. But the whole thing was overwhelming. I had no idea. And I had already been using it for several days. So I knew what it was and how to use it prior to the event. But once the event happened, I was just lost. And I spent a good chunk of the day feeling like that and not knowing what day it was or anything else. And so because I was home alone, I just sort of, wondering what day is it? Well, I can just look that up. Oh, right, that's what day it is. Okay, and then your memory starts to come back. It's a weird thing though, man. It's so weird. And so I texted my husband to let him know I just was feeling a little off and, maybe could he come home? Didn't love that idea, but at the same time, I just wanted to try to touch base and see what's going on. So he said, yes, I'm on my way and please call 911. So I did. I called 911 and they came really fast, which was awesome. They were amazing. They were wonderful, very, very nice, very helpful, attentive. And they decided I needed to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital and of course they couldn't really do anything for me. So they just did their usual thing and then sent me home. And it was much quicker this time, even though it was really busy, because there just wasn't really much they can do. They didn't need to send me for scans. They already knew this has been happening. So that was it. So here we are again dealing with that. So now I'm on more seizure meds and it's still too soon to tell whether they're going to be useful, whether they're going to do what they're supposed to do, whether I even need them, whether I'm going to have one of the many, many side effects that they have. This is a different one from Keppra. Thankfully, I will not touch that stuff again. That this is not going to happen. I won't do that to my personality. I won't do that to myself. I won't do that to my life. Take that stuff again. So we'll see what the new stuff does. It's called lamotrigine. And some people find it great. Some people find it terrible. I don't know what I will be. I'll have to wait for it to kind of work its way into my system a little bit better before I have an idea. So that's where I'm at. My hope was that my next video here would be about the oxygen concentrator, which I have been using. And I'm excited to show you guys because it's really cool and I'm so happy that I have it. We're still working with insurance, trying to get them to cover it, but we have it. And apologies for the noise. My cat has decided to sing a song for us today. So there we go. So I do still want to do that video just to show you what it looks like and what I'm doing, give you an idea. I'm still very unclear as to what it might do down the road. I was certainly hoping it might be one of the things to help me to not have any more seizures, because the theory is that if I'm not getting enough oxygen, then my brain is starving of oxygen, and therefore when anything swells up or gets infected or anything happens in my brain, I don't have the capacity to heal it the way that I need to, and so oxygen can help get that working better. So that's what we're hoping it will do. It is a bit of a process to learn how to use it every night, especially for someone like me with insomnia. It's a little bit of an extra thing to go through, but we're getting there, and I'm really happy about that, and looking forward to using it a lot more in the future. So it's a good start in that direction. So I'm also a little bit concerned because I have been doing the Best Bet diet, which is Matt Embry's diet, and I still want to do a review on him as well. I've been on it for just about a month and a half now, and was hoping that the anti-inflammatory aspect of it would be helpful and that I would not be in this situation of having had yet another seizure. So I don't know if it's just too soon or if it's just that it's not going to be enough to do what I need it to do. So I'll have to report back on that. In the meantime, I am doing all the testing, and there's a lot of testing, to find out if I qualify for Rituxan to basically tank my immune system. I know that's probably not the best word for it, but that's the word I'm going to use. It's going to have an effect on my immune system so that, in theory, my body will stop attacking itself, and then the brain will settle down and hopefully won't have any more relapses, and that will at least be kind of put me in a holding pattern, like a Band-Aid really, and hopefully stop things for now, at least for a little while. Try to get things to settle down. We'll see. In the meantime, I am also very much researching HSCT, stem cell transplant, which would have to be something done probably in Mexico. There is a place in Ontario that does it as well, but it sounds like it's pretty tough to get in there, and they're not really doing it a lot for MS patients at this point. It's more of a cancer treatment still. So we'll see. And you can see why. Drug companies don't want to lose money on stuff like that, because it sounds like that is the thing that if you do it, you could go for many years, maybe even the rest of your life, without having any more MS to deal with. And if you don't have MS to deal with, then they can't sell you the medications, so they don't want that. So that I can see why drug companies have a vested interest in making sure that that doesn't become a commonplace thing in North America. So that's where we are with that. But in the meantime, it is a crazy expensive thing to do. So finding ways to raise money is going to be the challenge, and we'll have to do a lot of research. And also in the meantime, also try to do some research into finding different doctors in different cities to help. Maybe an epileptologist, I don't know, sounds crazy, but you know, I'm having seizures, so wouldn't that be nice? And also maybe an MS specialist, because apparently if I have tumefactive MS, it's a more rare kind and it would require maybe a specialist. So that would be nice. I think that would be helpful, at least to get a second opinion. So that's where we are. Definitely not in the super up and positive kind of situation right now, because this is not easy and it's scary to wonder when you're going to have the next seizure. I am thankful that it was an absence seizure again, and I'm wondering if perhaps that might be because I am taking CBD oil every day, because I know that has been the case for a friend of mine who also has tumefactive MS. Since he started on CBD oil quite a few years ago, he has not had another full tonic or tonic-clonic seizure. So it could be a factor. of course, my doctor doesn't know or particularly care about that. So another reason why I would love to get some real help somewhere else, and we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we're trying to carry on, trying to move forward. I am sticking with the diet. I plan to keep on doing that because it might be something that needs to be done for the long term before I start seeing benefits. Maybe I've done so much damage to myself that it's going to take a while to kind of unravel all of that. So I'm going to keep going and keep eating all the fruits and vegetables and keeping my inflammatory foods down or gone, I guess you could say, no legumes, keep my meat to a limited range, and lots and lots of fruits and vegetables, which I am doing, and keep my starches low, all that kind of stuff. I'm working on. I'm an all or nothing kind of gal when it comes to diet. I'm a no cheat kind of gal, as I said before. So that's where I am, and we'll keep pushing forward and see where we go. And as I've mentioned before, if you are a Christian, please feel free to pray for me. Got a lot going on here, and ultimately pray for healing and pray for God's glory regardless of whatever happens in the future. That's the main thing, that God is glorified in me and in this whole situation. So thank you for watching and checking out my long meandering update, and apologies if it's not super concise, but my brain is still kind of cottage cheese right now, so there's not a whole lot going on well up there right now. So hopefully that will improve in the coming days, and Lord willing, I won't have another seizure to set me back even further, but we will see. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I will get those other 2 videos out for you very soon that I am planning to work on. And please feel free to like and subscribe if you want to keep following my journey, and God bless.